Good morning. Bob Woodard, Chairman of the Dare County Board of Commissioners. As all of you know, more than a year has passed since COVID-19 crisis first impacted Dare County. And I'd like to begin today by once again addressing the situation that we are currently experiencing. Unfortunately, earlier this week, the Dare County Department of Health and Human Services announced that another resident of Dare County has lost their life due to this terrible virus, bringing the total number of COVID-related deaths here on the Outer Banks to 15. As always, our thoughts and prayers are with the family, friends, and loved ones of everyone who has been affected by COVID-19, including those who have succumbed to the virus, as well as those that are currently sick or hospitalized, and those who are still dealing with the lingering effects of the disease. Despite the challenges we still face here in Dare County when it comes to COVID-19, I'm happy to report that we have some very positive news to share with the Outer Banks community. Last Friday, April the 16th, Governor Roy Cooper and Dr. Mandy Cohen, Secretary of the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, visited our COVID-19 vaccine clinic at the Dare County Youth Center in Kill Devil Hills. Governor Cooper and Dr. Cohen took a walk-through tour of our vaccine clinic and spoke with many members of the Health and Human Services team who are doing an absolutely phenomenal job vaccinating Dare County residents and property owners. They're doing such a phenomenal job that Dare County is a leader in the state when it comes to our vaccination numbers, which are some of the highest in all of North Carolina. At the time of the governor's visit, 47.6% of adults had been at least partially vaccinated, and 36.7% of all adults had been fully vaccinated against the virus. And thanks to Dr. Davies and her incredible team at the Department of Health and Human Services, those numbers continue to go up, bringing the Dare County community closer and closer to the day when we will no longer have to worry about the dangers associated with COVID-19. I'd like to thank not only our Dare County Department of Health and Human Services team for their incredible efforts to make this happen, but also thank Governor Cooper and Dr. Cohen for taking the time to come out to our vaccine clinic and see for themselves how effectively and efficiently these clinics are running here in Dare County. I'd also like to take a moment to remind you all that everyone age 16 and older is now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, and there is no longer a waiting list for you to get an appointment. To find your spot to take your shot, you can go to www.darenc.com/COVID vaccine, or you can call 252-475-5008 to make an appointment. I'd also like to share some exciting news about a historic event that took place earlier this week. On Monday, April 19, NASA's helicopter, the Ingenuity, made history when it became the first aircraft to make a powered control flight on another planet. This historic first flight, which lasted a total of 39.1 seconds, is now forever tied to Dare County and the Outer Banks, the home of the very first powered flight here on Earth, which was achieved by the Wright brothers back on December the 17th, 1903. On Monday, nearly 118 years after Wilbur and Orville Wright made history right here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, the Ingenuity brought a little piece of the Wright brothers along for the ride during this historic first flight to occur on another planet. As it successfully achieved flight on Mars that morning, The helicopter had on board an actual piece of the muslin fabric from the original 1903 Wright Flyer, the aircraft whose famous first flight put the Outer Banks on the map and ultimately paved the way for the many incredible accomplishments that have been achieved in the century plus since it took place. In honor of the Wright brothers' amazing innovation and in recognition of their incredible contribution to the world back in 1903, the airfield on Mars, where the Ingenuity took flight this week, will be known as Wright Brothers Field, forever linking not just those two physical locations, but also these two iconic moments in the history of aviation. Speaking of the Wright brothers and incredible innovations, the Outer Banks was witness to another historic first that also took place here earlier this week. On Tuesday, April 20, the North Carolina Department of Transportation and the National Park Service announced the launch of the first self-driving vehicle to be tested at recreational public lands in the United States. This self-driving vehicle, which is called the Connected Autonomous Shuttle Supporting Innovation, or better known as CASI, was fittingly launched at the Wright Brothers National Memorial in Kill Devil Hills, which, as all of you know, was the site of the world's first powered flight. The launch of this revolutionary self-driving vehicle marks another major milestone in transportation more than a century later. Now, through July 16th, visitors to the Wright Brothers National Memorial will have the opportunity to take part in this continuation of Wilbur and Orville Wright's legacy by taking a ride in the CASI, which will take passengers from the Memorial Museum at the park to the bronze first flight sculpture and back. While we're talking about innovations, achievements, and milestones on the Outer Banks, I'd like to give you all an update on just a few of the many, many projects we have currently underway here in Dare County. First, we're starting to really see some developments taking place at the site of the brand new College of the Albemarle academic building that is under construction here in Manteo. Over the past couple of weeks, we've started to see the steel frame of the two-story building go up and the facility start to take shape. We've still got quite a ways to go before the modern, new, state-of-the-art academic building will be finished, but we're still on track for it to be completed next summer and to officially open its doors to students for the fall semester of 2022. Also here in Manteo, we're seeing significant renovations taking place at our Department of Health and Human Services complex. As many of you know, we're in the process of joining the two buildings that exist on that site on Exeter Street with the construction of a new addition that is being built between them. As you can see from these photos, the addition we're in the process of building is well underway, and it's expected to be completed in early July. We're also in the process of performing some much-needed renovations to the interior of the buildings, which are also underway. Finally, another one of our projects that I'm really excited about seeing come to life, the new dredge, Miss Katie. It's officially undergoing construction down in Louisiana. We've been planning and working towards this new dredge for several years now. And I'm thrilled to be able to tell you today that the steel for the vessel is finally being cut and that assembly of the mid-body is scheduled to start next week. It might not look like much quite yet, but the mid-body is set to be completed in July, and we're still on track for the entire dredge to be finished and delivered to Dare County next April, just a year from now. I know we're all really looking forward to the day that this dredge arrives here on the Outer Banks, because it will be a game changer for the commercial and recreational fishermen who rely on our waterways throughout Dare County to remain open and navigable so that their vessels can safely travel through our various channels and inlets. Thank you all for tuning in today, and I wish you all a safe and wonderful weekend. God bless.